world. I'm going to move this down a bit. There we go. There we go. Welcome, everyone. Welcome in. I am Sandra Waldrop. You are watching Kingdom Acres, and this is my segment on Vintage Country Crafting Friends. Thank you so much for being here today. My mic's a little wonky, so let me fix that. It is 10,000 degrees outside. Welcome, Miss Stephanie. As you come on in, please be sure and say hi in the comments. Let me know where you're watching from, and let me know what the weather is like for you where you are at. I saw on the internet the other day that in Montana, they had snow. And somebody else this morning was saying that it got down in the 60s last night in Arizona, like southern Arizona in the desert. So I thought that was wild. We've got some wild weather happening. But when I went outside this morning to do my gardening, I was sweating. Of course, I was wearing the standard gardener attire, which is pajamas and my daughter's Crocs. But I was prepared for my gardening, and I was sweating. I was pouring sweat. So again, anyways, let me know you're here. Let me know you're watching. Say hi in the comments, please. If you see in the upper left-hand corner that box is red, then I am live. If you are seeing a gray box, I am no longer live. So you can either watch the replay here on Facebook or on YouTube. If you're watching this later on YouTube, welcome. And also leave me a comment. Let me know what you think of the project and if you are trying it. So today we are working on a little tin project. Hi, Miss Teresa. Happy Monday to you. We have here just a Dollar Tree tin. Now, if you didn't want to use a Dollar Tree tin, you could use an old pickle jar. You could use a wooden box. This is a very versatile project. You suit it to your liking. Okay. So we are going to go ahead and we're just going to jump right into it. I'm going to use my Waverly chalk paint. And this is going to be a two-sided project. Oh gosh, golly. I don't know why all these things are always so hard for me to open. All right. I really need to put plastic wrap on all of my jars so that I always have an easy time, because I do not like not being able to open my jars. That's no fun. That's no fun. So tomorrow I will be live again first thing in the morning. And just so you know, we are going to get as far along with this project as hopefully that I have planned. And then we are going to do a second part to this project tomorrow morning. So in order to see the absolute beautifully finished project, you will want to watch both days. Okay, because today we're doing the tin, but tomorrow we're going to do the top part, because it's empty. There's nothing in it. It's going to need something. Hi, Miss Stacy. How are you? Oh, thank you so much, Carla. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And thank you, Miss Janice, for sharing me into Vintage Country Crafting Friends. I am so happy. I was enjoying watching some of the other creators earlier, and man, these are some talented women. I tell you, beautiful projects. I'm just barely going on the inside with this. Just to kind of get in there, because I don't know that that's going to show or not, but just in case any of it does, I want it to be covered. And I have wipes with me today. I thought ahead because I know how messy I am. And I'm just going to grab this so that I can continuously wipe my fingers because I will likely get this all over me, in my hair, up my nose, just everywhere. Everywhere. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that, Lisa. Very sweet of you. So I'm just going over this with the, I believe it's ivory. Yes, ivory color on the Waverly chalk paint. It's just the same stuff you get from Walmart. Nothing fancy, nothing to order. I am not affiliated with Waverly, though if they want me to be a sponsor, I would not turn them down. Oh, goodness gracious. What are y'all up to this week? Is everyone enjoying their summer? I always say that we are going to be less busy in the summer, but that always turns out to not be true. Not be true. Oh, goodness gracious. And you know what I forgot? I forgot my my blow dryer thingamajiggy. Let's see if I can get a child. Lily, Arabella, somebody. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Lori. Miss Lori is up next. And so, yes, it's on my craft cart in the back room. Just the little blow dryer, the little hand blow dryer, if you don't mind. I think, unless it got left over here. It did not get left over here. But thankfully, my extension cord did. So we, yesterday was my son's birthday. So Saturday night, after he went to bed, we cleaned this whole area out because this is like our multi-purpose area. It's our dining room table, thank you so much, my love. It's our dining room table, our homeschool table, our crafting table, our sit and talk table, just everything table, right? And so, Saturday night we went ahead and put everything in my craft storage room, and then we decorated it. There we go. We decorated it for my son, for my son's birthday. Goodness gracious. Oh, I bet you do. Family in town. That's fun. I love it when family comes to visit. We had family come into town. Hey, Kelsey. We had family come into town a few weeks ago, but they were only able to stay for one night. So I was very happy to even get to see them for a short while because I don't get to see them often. They live in New Mexico. So it's always fun when family comes to town. I love it. I love it. So Saturday morning we had woke up early. And when I say early, I mean like middle of the night early, because my daughter had a heifer show in a town a few hours away. And so we got home late the night before. We had taken my son out as like an early birthday, just him and us thing. Got up super early the next morning to take the cow and my daughter to the show. Then came home, my husband just like passed out. And while he was asleep, I went and did all kinds of shopping. And HEB has these huge balloons, probably, I don't know, 4.5, 5 foot balloons. And so I bought this big Mylar $20 balloon. And that was sitting right here in the corner of the table. And then I got like a bunch of the Dollar Tree balloons. Oh, hi, Miss Julie. Welcome, welcome. So when he got up the next morning, I had made homemade cinnamon rolls. I got up early and made him the cinnamon rolls from scratch. And, oh, hi, Miss Brenda. And so he was just feeling super special. We missed church because my husband seems like he's starting to come down with the junk that I had in my throat now. So we had missed church, but also it was my son's birthday. So, and we did go out and have lunch with family for my son's birthday. And that was it. Came home after lunch and got some things done, and then I took the girls back to church for their evening church stuff that they do. They're part of, I guess it used to be called Missionettes, but now it's called Girls Ministry. It's just Girls Ministry, but yeah, it used to be called Missionettes. Let's see how we're looking here. We've got some wet spots, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, so here's what I'm doing. I like to not have to drag things in and out and store things when they are out of season, right? We live in a smaller home. Excuse me, I still have just a little bit of a cough. We live in a smaller home. And so if I can get away with not having to store something, I want to not to have to store it. So on one side, I'm doing the campfire marshmallows, and on the other side, I'm doing Christmas marshmallows. I'm just trying to show you guys the label there. This is my label, okay? You won't find this label anywhere. If you want this label, please make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. And if you subscribe, let me know, and you want the label, I will send you the label, okay? Because it is just so cute. So cute. I'm going to set this to the side. It can continue drying some of those wet spots. I didn't even bring myself some water. My goodness gracious. My goodness gracious. Will you please give me a little cup of water? I am all out of sorts today. I had plenty of time too. This is what happens, is if I'm not running late and have to think through everything super fast, then I'm like, oh, I've got plenty of time. I've got loads of time. I've got time to spare. And then at the last minute, I'm like, oh no. Thank you so much, sweetheart. So, trying to reconnect. Sorry, guys. I guess the internet's going to be wonky for me today. I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you, Miss Teresa. Good afternoon to you. So I'm just going around this with water, and I'm going to tear my paper. I printed this just on regular copy paper, but if you have the image and you get the rice paper or something, you want to print it on rice paper, you can do that also, and that would be really cool to make it look, just, you know, give it that little bit of extra, whatever you're trying to do with it. But this is such a cute label. I love it. That's what I spent our downtime doing when we were at the heifer show on Saturday, because if you've ever done anything with livestock, all of those shows and competitions and stuff, it's like you have to hurry up and get there so you can sign in and get your animal settled, and then you just wait for a long time, and you basically just sit there and sweat for hours. And so we had taken a fan for the heifer, and we took a fan for us. Thankfully, my husband thought ahead and took us a fan also. So I sat under our canopy in that chair with the big fan pointed straight at me and I just worked on my phone and created some stuff for y'all today, and just getting ready, getting prepared. If I have downtime, there's no reason to not prepare, right? So I just went ahead and took care of that, and I was very happy to have that time, especially because when we came home, I knew it was going to be birthday extravaganza, you know, go time for that. So never a dull moment around here in the Waldrop house. And if you hear noises, you've probably figured out by now, I do not live alone. I have 4 dogs. Wait, yeah, 4 dogs. And then my 3 daughters are home. My son's at work. My husband's at work, but there are several of us, and we lead a very blessed and noisy life. So I am very, very blessed, but no silence. And that's good though, right? I would not want the silence. Do y'all like quiet in your homes? I'm the youngest of 6 kids. And I was the only girl growing up. So the only girl in my house aside from my mom. So out of the kids, I was the only one not throwing knives at the wall or trying to blow things up. I was the one trying to defend my Barbies from my brothers because they like to use my Barbies for their practice, for their target practice. And then so I would have to get onto them for that. And then I was just trying to keep them alive and reporting back to my mom when they were doing something exceptionally dangerous or not well thought out. So if y'all are commenting, I'm not seeing comments at the moment, so just so you know, if y'all aren't commenting, then it's no big deal. But if y'all are and I'm not responding, it's because I'm not currently seeing any come through on my side. Sometimes I think, well, people just probably aren't commenting. They might just be listening to me from, you know, whatever other thing they have going on in their day or whatever. And then I go back and I look at my comments later and I'm like, oh, well, I missed a ton of stuff. And then I feel bad. So just to let you know, I'm not seeing anything on my side at the moment. At the moment. I was seeing it a little bit ago, so y'all might just be busy. But, okay. So I'm just getting off all these little white pieces as much as I can. I'm not going to be too picky about it. And I really like the torn, tattered, worn look in case you don't know. That's my style. See that? And I did paint this white. Oh, okay. You're not a fan of silence. You keep the TV on even when not watching, just for the noise. Yes. Oh, hello, Miss Brenda. Yeah, I am a TV person as well. I like to keep the TV going. Okay. So this is going to go on the front just like this. I'm going to try to center it as much as possible. And we'll get our Christmas marshmallows going on there. My Christmas marshmallow label. And this would work also on just like a tin. Like if you have an old number 10 can that, I don't know, you did tomatoes or you opened a big can of green beans or corn or something, that would work on one of those too, because that's kind of a straight label. So it's going to be a little off on this slanted tin, but that's okay. Oh, hi, Miss Jim. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. All right, so this is my grunge glaze, okay? And what it is it has Mod Podge in it, so it's kind of thin, okay? And then it has the coffee grunge recipe in it, and it's just like a coffee stain. I just basically thinned out my Mod Podge with the coffee stain, and you can find the recipe to that pinned to the top in my featured section. I have the recipe for the coffee grunge in my featured section. And then I just add my Mod Podge to that. So, and it is so good. So, so good. So good. And I'm going to go over this whole thing because we're going to make this look old and grungy and vintagey and super, super cute for like a farmhouse look or even cottage, primitive. I really love the primitive look myself. Now these cans have like a raised label on it that says flowers and garden, but you cannot see it through even just this printer paper. I'm not seeing it. It's not very pronounced, so we're not going to worry about that. Initially, I was kind of worried about it because I didn't want that to show through, and I was like, well, that's not going to work. But then I decided to go for it, and guess what? We are solid. Okay, now I'm just going to go over this with that grunge glaze, and I'm going to swipe it all over, and that's just going to give me a little bit of a seal on that page. And I'm going to use my wipey, and I'm going to dab the label part so that it's not quite so dark, and we get some of that. So it still has the glaze, but it has that it has the protection of the Mod Podge. I'm just gonna dry this up real quick to get that one layer dry, and then we'll get the other label on the back, and then we'll move on to going around the whole thing and making it what we want it to be, nice and vintage looking. So my daughter did not do very, very well at the heifer show because she hasn't shown in a while. She hasn't shown since the end of April. And so she's forgotten some things. And since we've had her heifer home with us, the heifer has developed some habits with like her feet and positioning and stuff that is not good. And so we will be going to my friend's dad's house several times a week now so that she can get more practice and we can get that heifer trained correctly. Happy Monday to you, sweet friend. How are y'all? What are y'all doing this week? I am in the throes of planning for the fall, all of the things. So I do Wednesday night children's ministry at my church. I run a homeschool co-op. I am on a graduation committee for the homeschool community, and I lead the events for that, like the outside events, not just the graduation part, the fun stuff. And then I also have this. I have all of this that I'm doing, and then the homeschool curriculum, lesson planning, all that stuff. Oh, thank you so much, Miss Nora. I appreciate that. So it's just, I have a lot of things that I'm doing. And I'm so excited. I just posted one event for our graduation group. We're doing a lock-in for the high schoolers at a local like movie theater, bowling grill place. It has bowling, it has an arcade, and it has a movie theater. So we'll be there from 11 p.m. to 6 a.m. in the morning. And I am taking a vat of coffee with me. A vat. So that'll be a ton of fun. I'm so excited for that. I love hanging out with teenagers. When my kids were little, teenagers scared me. Like, I was so incredibly scared of teenagers. And then the Lord told me that I was going to go and work with teenagers. And I was like, it took me a while to get comfortable. But now, if I see a teenager out and about, I just talk to them. And I love on them, and they love it. They love it because so many people don't like teenagers, and teenagers get a bad rap when they haven't even done anything themselves. People see a teenager and they're like, well, they must be bad, right? They must be up to no good. They must this and that. And I'm like, hey, there's another soul that can be won for Jesus, right? So my family, we make it a point to pour into kids and teenagers and anybody who might be overlooked, because we just love those people. That's who we love. That's who we're called to love. That's our ministry. All right. So we've got the campfire one, and I'm going to go ahead and go around that one with my brush here. I was thinking about cutting it, but I think I'm just going to go around it with the brush. It's a little pixelated, and I'm not too sure why. I purchased the campfire marshmallow image off of Etsy, and it was just a couple of bucks. But when I enlarged it on my printer or on my Pages app, it did get a little bit pixelated. So I'm not too pleased with that. I wouldn't use this image that I have now if I were going to sell this, but it's just for me. So I'm not too worried about it, because once I get everything on it, it's not going to be very noticeable anyways, especially with like all the grunge glaze and the cinnamon sprinkles and all the things that I do. But I'm just letting you know that might be something that you might have to fiddle with if you do this project yourself at home. Make sure when you buy that Etsy file that you are able to enlarge without it becoming pixelated. Like maybe read the reviews or something. I don't know. And it might be because it came with like several image files. So maybe I just grabbed the wrong one. That could also be a thing. So I don't know. I don't know what I did. More than likely user error. I'm gonna say that much. That would not be surprising at all. There are several Etsy stores that have the campfire marshmallow image if you do a search. So you find one that is good for you, that you like the price of, and you will love doing this project though, because it is so much fun. And now, okay, I did this a little bit oversized. If you wanted the whole image, you could put this like on a board and then glue the board over the thing so that it kind of sticks up. I'm just going to kind of move it down and center it with some overhang, and then I will just trim off what's overhanging, and I think that'll be perfectly fine like that. See, it's not very much, and I'm going to use my grunge glaze to go over it. Let's see here, make sure it gets pushed down really well. Let me push that down. You have marvelous Teenage grandkids, yes. I bet they are. I bet they are. But I bet that they encounter a lot of judgment from people around them for no good reason. For no good reason. A lot of people, they see a teenager coming and they're like, here comes trouble. But I know for a fact that that is not how the Lord calls us to view our teenagers. And when my son was about 14, he went through a time of spiritual warfare. And it took me and his father putting our hands, just laying our hands on him and praying for him. And in that moment, he was healed, and he was, he didn't struggle with some of the things that he'd been struggling with anymore after that moment. And if you want to see the wonder working power of our Lord, I tell you, put your hands on somebody and rebuke the enemy and pray for them, and ask the Holy Spirit to just come on down and, on behalf of that person, you will see a miracle happen right in front of your eyes. I tell you, God is just so good. I cannot tell you how good he is. Oh. Yeah, no. And so you are very blessed to have teenage grandchildren. I was just thinking about grandchildren the other day because I'm 40 now and I have baby fever. I always have baby fever. I can't help it. My husband is on he's happy to be out of the baby phase. He's happy to be out of the mom's hormonal phase, with newborn baby and everyone's crying and nobody's sleeping and all that. Like, he is more than happy to have his wife back and mostly sane after decades of not. Right? And so I was thinking, I was like, well, I'd say within the next 3 to 5 years, probably I'll be a grandmother. So it's not that big of a deal, but if I don't have any more, but I would really love to be pregnant again. I loved being pregnant. I really did. All right. So there we go. So look, crooked. Oh my gosh, it's crooked. Let's see here. Yep. I wasn't paying attention. I'm going to have to, hopefully it works. Goodness me, I'm just going to pull it off and reposition it. See how versatile these things are? Always good for human error, right? Always good. Let's see. There we go. I get talking and doing, and then I just forget about little things like that. Okay, that's better. And again, whoops. I'm just tearing the paper. It's fine, y'all. It's fine. Don't mind me. All right. So that's straighter. That's straighter. This is why I'm not allowed to hang the pictures in our house. I didn't realize it was crooked until I put it up to the camera. And I was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong with my camera? Oh goodness. All right. So there we go. There's that side. And this is just one of those Dollar Tree tins. And so we've got a Christmas side and we've got our normal everyday side. Okay. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make it vintage, even more vintage looking. But let me go ahead and dry this up so that, hi Miss Liz. How are you? How are you? I hope everybody has subscribed to my YouTube channel. It's Kingdom Acres Homestead with Sandra Waldrop. I have made a ton of playlists on there that are kind of themed for the projects that I've done if you're looking for certain stuff. And then I also post shorts of my ducks and my chickens and my garden and everything. So the label, the Christmas label I made. The campfire label came off of Etsy. So if you just search campfire label on Etsy, then you'll pop up several different vendors and you can just pick whichever one you want. They're all pretty much the same or pretty close to it. You just pick what you like. For this one, you just shoot me a message. Let me know that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will send you over the image for that. Just on Messenger. But you do have to message me because for some reason it's really hard for me to just like cold message people, which is understandable because some pages are really like scammy and spammy and you know like that. So I'm on board with them not just letting all the pages message people, because I was watching a reel today that somebody sent me about like her getting a call from the bank, and then they transferred her to Zelle, and then you know she had to add somebody to her Zelle, and it was her case manager, and they ended up like taking her for like $5,000. Okay, so you have to be careful. If Chase Bank ever messages you on Facebook, it's not Chase Bank. You know, anybody can create a page and call it anything they want, and they can pull logos off of Google Images and put that as their profile picture. It's so easy to scam people. So, but that's why I cannot send images without you messaging me first and letting me know you want the image. Or that's what I think anyways. I think that's why they don't allow pages to just randomly message people. I think. But, okay, so I've got some black here, and I'm going to go around, and I want it to kind of look like enamelware. You know how whenever the enamelware bowls and things like that, they've got like little black spots where the enamel has chipped off. So I'm going to just add just like little spots here and there, just to make a little spot, a little something where the where it might have come off. And sometimes it comes off, you know, in different little ways, little T's and little X's and little lines and little dots. And I'm just going to go all over doing that on the metal parts. And I could even do some on the labels. I don't know if I will or not. I haven't decided that far in advance yet. All right. I do want it to be noticeable though. So I'm going to try to make them big enough to where they can be easily seen from my shelf and they're not too subtle. All right. I might go on this a little bit. Just a little here and there. All right. There we go. Just got them around, and that's really making it look old. Good and old, just like me. Just kidding. I know I'm not that old. Not yet. I could, like, I'm still considering having another baby, right? So I'm surely not that old. But I'm old enough to where I could be a grandmother. Because really, I was my son's age when I had him. He just turned 20 yesterday. I was 20 years old when I gave birth to him. And the funny thing is, when I went to the hospital, this is hilarious. I had been married for almost 2 years when I had him. Okay. I got married when I was 18 because I loved my husband, not because I was pregnant, not for any like weird reasons, simply because we were in love and we knew that we wanted to be together forever. And so we're like, well, let's get married, you know? And so we got married, and nearly 2 years later, I'm in the hospital having my son, and they have me in the computer as a teen pregnancy. A teen pregnancy. They were so surprised that my husband was bringing me in. I was like, no, that I'm not, this isn't one of those situations. And I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not talking down about anybody, so don't think, you know, don't think anything weird about what I'm saying. I'm just saying that they definitely got that situation wrong. They definitely did not. And they never asked me either. They never asked me like what the circumstances were behind my pregnancy or anything. Because I know that some doctor's offices, you know, they'll set you up with a counselor or something to help you, but I don't know. Anyways, okay, so we've got little dots there. Got little dots a-going. My little enamel lines. And I'm got lines on my fingers now. Okay, I'm going to dry them up because I'm going to go over them with a brush and add just a little bit of definition and just help things along here. Drying. It's already looking good and antique-y, but I just want to get a little bit more going on there. I am so ready for this cough to be gone. I was happy though because I was actually able to sing in the car without going into a coughing fit this morning. So that's definitely progress. At church last night, I sat, you know, by myself in service and everything, just in case. While the girls were doing their little missionettes thing, I go to service, and so I went in and I sat. And anytime I tried to even sing or hum or anything, I would just start coughing. So I was not singing during worship. I just prayed my whole way through and just made sure the Lord knew that I had a heart of thankfulness towards Him. So grateful. But my favorite song that we sing, and I've been talking a lot, so I sang my heart out this morning, just being able to sing. But my favorite song is Look What the Lord Has Done. That's one of the favorite ones. Look what the Lord has done. Look what the Lord has done. He healed my body. He touched my mind. He saved me just in time. I'm gonna praise His name. So I just love that song, and I couldn't sing it last night, and I can today, and I'm so happy about it. I'm so happy. Praise God. Praise God. He healed my body. He healed my body. Isn't that what the Lord does? He heals my body. He touches my mind. I cannot tell you the years of depression I struggled with. Oh my goodness. Horrible depression when my two oldest were early elementary age. Oh goodness, I had a really tough time. Okay, this is just Dollar Tree ink and a makeup brush from Dollar Tree. And I'm just going over and adding little bits of ink. You see how that just kind of shadows the those areas and adds definition? Oh, I love that. I love how that looks. It makes it look like little burnt spots. And especially campfire marshmallows. If you're by the campfire, everything's getting soot. I know when we went camping, I got soot on my clothes. I smelled like fire. Just all the different things. All right. So there's, see that? Going around. Okay, now let's do this other side. My Christmas one. Now, not a lot of people do roasted marshmallows during the winter, but you could. I mean, if you're roasting chestnuts on an open fire, I don't see why you can't roast marshmallows on that same fire. I say go for it. If you want roasted marshmallows on the same fire you're roasting chestnuts, do it. Do it. And I'm just going to go in certain areas of this label and kind of add a little bit more of that ink. Okay. There we go. Okay. So there's that. And now I'm going to come back in with my glaze. Okay. And you know what? Actually, no. First, I'm going to hit this with my heat dryer just to set that ink a bit. Hello, Miss Patty. Hello. Now, if you're doing this for a craft show or something, you definitely want to paint that bottom. I'm not real particular about having bottoms done in my house because for me, anything that's out of sight is out of mind. So I have to set regular reminders for myself in my calendar. I can't even just like set an alarm. I have to have an actual event for everything that I really need to remember. So today I had events for planting seeds, planting garden seeds, calling the orthodontist, all these things, creating an EIN for our graduation group, all these things. And that's okay though, right? That's okay. However, whatever works for you is what is good. It ain't hurting nothing for me to put 10,000 events in my calendar. Except my husband shares an iCloud with me. And so like his call log is synced to my call log. Our photos are linked and our calendars are linked. And so he opens up his calendar and he's immediately stressed out. He's like, I don't know about all this. Okay, so I'm just adding more of that grunge glaze around there, and then I'm going to open up the same thing I'm opening up every just about every live is my instant coffee, and I'm going to go all around the bottom here and let that soak in, kind of crunching it up, helping it along there so that it'll thicken up that glaze a bit and help it not run so quickly, but also that that instant coffee is just absorbing right in and dissolving, so that I'm going to just tap it here and help it kind of move up some on my tin. See how that's looking there. Okay. And now, I hope y'all are able to see this. I kind of feel like I need a table that's slanted and I can work like this. I don't know. I just always feel like I'm over here talking to y'all and laughing and just like crafting and nobody's seeing anything that I'm doing. Hopefully y'all can see. Hopefully y'all are able to do this if you want to after watching me do it, because I did so good of a job showing y'all the different techniques. But you never know. You never know. I think that's just like one of the online crafters' insecurities. Are people actually able to see me? And people are like, yeah, it was great. And you're like, no, I don't think anybody saw anything. So there's that. And I'm just going to keep on working around the side there. Oh, thank you, Miss Lori. And so I want to get around, because I'm going to go all the way around with this. All the way to my Christmas side. It's going to have the same all the way around. Those borders of old grungy looking stuff. And then if we want to, we can add little sprinkles of cinnamon wherever we want. But let's finish up with the coffee first. And if you wanted to do this in different layers, you could, just so that, you know, you can, there's less running and less whatever if you don't want the runs. I like the look of drips and things on my project. I think it gives them character, and I like character. I like a lot of character. All right, and I'll just keep going with this, and this needs a little bit more right there. We're almost done with that. Then I can show you something else neat that I found with my little apothecary jars when I was trying to get them to dry. They were taking forever to dry. And I was like, I need to get pictures done so I can do my YouTube thumbnail and all this stuff. And I was being extremely impatient. And so I was drying them, and I found this really cool technique when I was doing that. And I was like, oh, I'm doing that on my tin because I think that that'll look super cool too. So I'm just going to add a little bit more of my glaze. And remember, this is just like a thinned out Mod Podge with that coffee, the coffee grunge in it. And I'm going right on over, okay? And I'm gonna give it, and let's all hope that I don't start a fire here, okay? Everyone, fingers and toes. I'm putting my heat tool on the highest level, okay? And then I'm just going to get this, I'm gonna hit this Mod Podge. And what I'm gonna try to do is burn it and make it kind of bubbly on the tin. I did this on those glass jars, and you can see it kind of bubbling up as I hit it, because this has like that red, I don't know if you can see that, it's got that red deal in there, and it darkens the areas of the Mod Podge that you're kind of overcooking it with. So, and I'm even going to do it some on my paper. Again, you want to be careful not to start your paper on fire. Be careful with that. But it just gives it a little bit more darkness in certain areas, a lot more unevenness to the color that we like. And look at that. Now you want to be careful though, because it does heat up the tin. So you want to be careful if you are very sensitive to heat, if your fingertips are sensitive to heat. I thankfully have burnt my fingers so much with that hot glue gun that I have a very high heat tolerance. So if you need to use like some heat gloves or something, just to help you, that's probably a good idea. Let's see here. Get that edge there. All right. And I can smell it where it got really hot. And you can see how it really made that Mod Podge, it made that Mod Podge a lot darker than it was about to be. So anyways, there's that. It's still wet, so I'm trying to be careful not to get it all over my hands. And I'm just fixing some of these lighter spots. Okay. So that's campfire. That's Christmas. Let's see how our Christmas is looking. We need to do any more over here. I've got about 5 more minutes left. So I'm just going to go ahead and add some of my cinnamon. Let's see here over on this side. And just kind of give it little bits of cinnamon just to add a little bit of different coloring here on these sides. Now you could add, if you wanted to, you could add some jute rope handles on it. You could embellish it even further with some red pip berries. That would work for both, because pip berries, both sides, pip berries are used very commonly in primitive decor. So it would not be, PW, don't dig on my carpet. That's bad. It's my dog. Thank you, Iris. I'm just gonna go over that with that cinnamon now. And this is just a layering game. You know, you just keep layering till you get it where you want it to. But I just thought that that was so cool with my heat gun, getting the Mod Podge to where it had kind of a burnt look to it. It made my apothecary jars look so cool. So cool. So I thought I'd share that little tip with y'all, and we will use that technique again tomorrow when we make our marshmallows. We're gonna make marshmallows tomorrow to go in here. We're gonna fill this and make our little display that can be used year-round. One side for Christmas, one side for campfires. We will be making 2 different styles of marshmallows. So I'm very excited about that. And I'm just loving this this label, how my label turned out. It says Christmas kind of off to the side. It's got Santa and reindeers, and then marshmallows, and then it says original company established 1903. So again, that's a bunch of malarkey because I just made it on Saturday, but nobody's gonna know. It does look so vintage. It does. The original imaginary Christmas marshmallow company was founded in 1903 in my imagination. So I'm just gonna let this continue to dry, and it's got some nice runs going on over here on the side. I think that's really cool. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys. And so yeah, if you want that label, again, just all you have to do is head on over to YouTube and subscribe to my channel. I'm really trying to grow my YouTube. Facebook and I love Facebook, but back in October, they had decided that I had done something wrong. And then when I asked them what I did wrong, they just sent me their entire book of community standards. I still don't know what I did wrong, but they deleted my account that I had for 16 years. So I had to create a whole new account. And I was very dismayed by that because I had baby pictures on there. I was still friends with people who had passed away. So obviously I cannot refriend them because they are unable to accept. And I had, in my memories, I had different things that they had tagged me in, different comments that they had left on my wall and things. And now it's gone forever. And that is just heartbreaking. So, so I don't trust it 100% anymore. So I just like to have a lot of different avenues. I have my YouTube, I have an Instagram, I have a TikTok, I have a Pinterest board. Or not just a board, I have a creator's Pinterest account. And what else? I don't even know. Home Talk. Home Talk apparently is coming up in the ranks. It's very similar to Pinterest. It's a little more user-friendly, I think, than Pinterest even. And so because you click on the project and it has everything, it's kind of like a blog written out for you how to do it. So anyways, my time is up. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope to see you at 8:15 Central tomorrow morning, where we will be finishing off this project and making, just giving it that complete primitive look. I thank you again for sharing your time and your day with me, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for making a homemade home with me today. Y'all take care. Bye.